Hey there, it's Jenny, and I am going to share with you today how I plan in my big Happy Planner teacher planner. Say all that a lot. You'll notice that it's dated. It has the days of the week and the numbers down the left-hand side. This is a 2023-2024 teacher planner. However, it wouldn't matter. You could honestly use any year because we're going to cover up those dates anyway. I love this planner because you can separate the rows by categories. So for example, you could do it by people, like if you had, several people that you wanted to track their different activities or whatever you wanted to track throughout the week or keep track of. I like to do it by categories in terms of like things I need to remember, things I need to do, appointments and activities, work due dates, and then work to dos. So that's how I break up my particular rows. Now, the columns are days of the week, Monday through Sunday. Now, that's the problem with the teacher planner is that it's only Monday through Friday, which may be fine for teachers. I don't know. Somehow I suspect that maybe they want to include their weekends, but I don't know. I'm not a teacher. So I like to do across the top in those 7 columns, I like to do Monday through Sunday. So it works out swimmingly. And all I have to do on the left-hand side of the left page is use a 2-inch strip of sticker paper. Now, of course, you could just use, honestly, a 2-inch strip of printer paper with some adhesive on the back and call it a day. I like to use the sticker paper because it already has the adhesive on the back and on every single itty bitty inch of the back. So it's not coming up, it's not going to get snagged on anything, etc., etc. And actually, sticker paper is fairly inexpensive anyway, so especially when you're only using like a 2-inch strip, you get like 5 weeks, like a whole month out of a sheet of sticker paper. I am using a rainbow, see that layout for this week, and I love it with all of the different Stamp Market ink pads. I will link you to the Stamp Market, to the stamps, to the sticker paper, all the things below. Again, it doesn't matter to me if you want to purchase them or not. I just like to link them for you in case you are like, oh my God, I need that one specific thing that you used. Absolutely, it's down below. All right, so I am going to use this Everyday Explorer stamp set. It's called This Week, and it has all of the things that I need in one stamp set, which is pretty epic. The other part that I like about it is that it also includes the days of the week, and it also has then some icons too. So it's kind of, or it is not kind of, it is totally multi-purpose. Like it's got all the things this one stamp set can do so much. And some of the categories are a little bit decorative too. So they're functional and they're a little bit decorative. And I love that because it makes them a little bit more fun and a little bit more playful, but they still get the work done, so to speak. All right, so we are going to stamp those down the left-hand side where we put the sticker paper. And again, I'm just going to do a rainbow configuration, although this time I started with red at the bottom and worked my way up. And that was just so that I didn't have like too red up in the top, which there wouldn't have been any problem with that whatsoever. I just wanted to do something a little bit different. Now, I do also like to stamp the next week. I like to see things that are coming up, like especially like for Monday or Tuesday or something, like you don't want to open your planner to the next week and be like, oh my God, I completely forgot about this. So I love to just have that like, oh yeah, this is due, that's due, that type of thing right there. Now, I have been loving colored pens recently. And if you've been here a minute, you know that I love Sharpie pens. These are the felt tip pens. They're not gel, they're not permanent marker, they're felt tip. And I've been having a really hard time finding a set of colored pens that I liked as much. And then one day on Amazon, I stumbled across the Sharpie colored pens. And I say that like that because I felt like the biggest idiot. Like, why had it not occurred to me to look for Sharpie colored pens? Just get the pens that I love. I purchased several other sets of colored pens that I don't like anywhere near as well. So, such is life. Anywho, I decided that I was going to put like the things that I needed to remember, the reminders, those types of things up across the top. I was going to use the Sharpie colored pens, and then I was also going to use the Sharpie colored pens when I notate special places we go or do, or books I read, things like that. So basically, like extras, if you will. The regular old things, I'm still just going to use my black Sharpie. And then for appointments, I'm going to use the mild liners to highlight them. That does double duty. It draws my eye to them. And then it also gives the page some extra color, which is always necessary because lots of white space and color is fun. Colorful is playful. Color is cheerful. And I love that for me. Like, I love the way a good old neutral layout looks, or quite frankly, a neutral anything. I love how it looks, but I also really love color. And I find myself very energized and excited by that. So I'm going to use it. So just going throughout my days, this is how I set up the planner is I get all of my columns and rows set up, and then I go through each day and I write down like the special things, not special necessarily, but just like the things that are going on, the stuff that I have planned, the stuff that I know about, and I want to make sure that I am not going to forget, hence the highlighters and writing it all down. Now, it doesn't bother me if, for example, on Wednesday my activities spill into the to-do section. That doesn't bother me at all. Like, first of all, the more things I have in that column, the less I'm going to actually get done on my to-do list anyway. And then second of all, this is meant to be something that works for me. I don't work for it. So if I need to make a box do double duty, then that's what I'm going to do. All right, so these pens are outstanding. If you love the Sharpie pen like I do, I think these are so fun. There's a wide range of beautiful colors, and in the package that I got, like there's two red and two green and two blue, like the really basic colors. There's two of those, which is probably super helpful. I actually bought these pens for I bought the pens for all the colors, but like, oh, a lavender pen and an aqua pen and a yellow pen, like cheerful, crazy colors versus like colors in the Bic for, you know what I'm talking about, like with the four different colors that you can push down at the top. So yeah, that's kind of why I bought the pens, but they're great to write with. So I keep talking about them because I'm so excited that I finally like it all came together because they are definitely working out very well for me. So now the things across the top, it's, like, oh, my husband is traveling for work or for pleasure or whatever. I am no school, stuff like that. Like, I just want to include those things. Now, these are some of the oldest stickers in my stash, honestly. Like, I just went through all of my stickers and I was like, oh, let's do something fun. And these caught my eye, and it's even better because I'm using up stickers for my stash. So now that I have my appointments down, I have a pretty good look at what the week is going to look like. So I can lay out my stickers in places that it will work. So for example, like Monday and Sunday, okay, I don't have any appointments or anything. And quite frankly, if I did, I could put a box sticker on top of that. But all right, so now we are going to go back and add the things for Monday. So I went to Disneyland and California Adventure with my family. So I used a Disneyland sticker from No White Space Stickers, and I'm just going to list the rides that we rode there. And then I'm going to use a California Adventure sticker and do the same thing for that. I enjoy listing and keeping track of the things that we rode, and that I usually do it with photos as well. Like, I make sure to take photos of the rides just because I like that little memory keeping or journaling aspect of this. It's pretty fun for me. So you can see I used the colored Sharpies there, and that was kind of the point, was to put sort of the not everyday, not mundane things in the colored pens to be able to, again, it's just about having fun and enjoying myself and the creativity. If I was trying to create something striking and beautiful and trendy, I would absolutely just be using like a black pen in a Hobonichi and working on making it look aesthetically pleasing for the internet. But I am here to make things motivational for me and making something that works for me. So, hence why I'm doing it this way. For colors, I'm doing, obviously, as we already talked about, each column is red, orange, yellow, and so on and so forth. And so that is what I'm doing in columns, not in rows. And I know that I also stamped the rows using a rainbow layout or configuration. However, I'm not following that one for the week. I am just using the columns. So Monday is red, Tuesday is orange, Wednesday is yellow, and so on and so forth. So now I am documenting a book that I finished, and I actually have a book journal. If you've watched any of my other videos, you've seen that I have a book journal, and I'm just, quite frankly, I'm obsessed with the project. I love it so much. But I still keep track of them in my planner, which is exceptionally handy, especially if like I get a couple of weeks behind in my book journal, which I don't mind that happening at all. But then I can just pop back and look and see, oh yeah, I did that on this day. And it's far easier and far more pleasing to me to do that than to rely on an app for that, which I can do too. But, and I do certainly sometimes, but it's just really pleasing to me to flip back to completed weeks in my planner and see where, oh, I finished this day. I started this book on this day. I really enjoy that. And it is exactly, again, what I'm going to do because I want to do it and it brings me joy. So I clean my stamps using a microfiber cloth and a stamp cleaner spray. There are several ways to clean stamps if you choose to clean them at all. And this is just the way that I have been doing for a few years now that really works well for me. I don't think you have to necessarily use a microfiber cloth, although I would use some sort of a towel or washcloth type thing that has some texture. I think it helps get in the grooves and clean it out. I could be totally wrong. I haven't tested like 15 different cloths or anything, but I know that mine seem to come out mostly pretty clean, and the microfiber cloths are what I use to clean my kitchen. So when these get particularly dirty, I just throw them in the wash with the rest of my towels, and they get folded up and put back in my kitchen drawer. So I don't have like a specific one that I use with my stamping. It's just part of my household rotation, and they all get washed and with the same detergent and hot water and all of that. So I think it works just fine. So okay, now we've got this overall week, and I just love the color and the cheerfulness. And again, this is a planner that is like a getting things done planner. This isn't just a decorative, I did this because I wanted to do something creative planner. This is a like a workhorse, if you will. Like, oh, this is where I'm actually like making the lists and keeping track of the things. So there is something to be said for that. It's not going to be quite as aesthetically pleasing in terms of like just stunningly beautiful, because obviously it needs to be functional. I think in the end, I think they look adorable and I like them. I'm happy with them, but they're not just pretty. They're definitely functional. There are check marks and arrows and mistakes and things like that, and that's all part of keeping a functional planner. All right, so now I'm also going to stamp over here, and I'm going to use this waterfall ink pad from the Stamp Market and then stamp that one right there. I love it. I don't know why I'm very, very drawn to the circle stamps, especially the circle reading stamps. There's just something about them that really draws me in, that's for sure. Now this is a perfect example of, so I stamped it with the blue ink, I wrote the text with the blue ink, and I like that pop that it gives. It's something different than the, making my lists and things like that. Now, I had to put canceled stickers on Saturday because it was raining, so those activities were canceled. And then I am writing rain with this Le Pen Flex brush pen. And obviously, I could have left those things there, but I actually really enjoy having the canceled stickers because it makes it more like what actually happened, like sort of a memory keeping thing, like when you look back on it versus, it's not just about forward planning or keeping track of things. It's also like a looking back kind of idea. Now I'm going to stamp a little decorative pizza. This is a Everyday Explorer stamp set from Studio Calico. If it's still in their shop, I'll link it up for you. It is so stinking cute, and since I happen to love pizza, I decided that this was a great idea to stamp this fun little pizza box right there. I absolutely love it. I think it's so, so cute. And then also use the lavender pen there to notate that day, which was great. I also love this ink pad, this color of the wisteria. I don't know what it is about it, but it definitely is a beautiful one. And for me, like, how we all have different shade preferences and stuff, and I love that. Now, I wanted to use these washi strips right here, and I needed to like sort of scoot them around to figure out where they would work in that space. I had left that little block of white space to be able to add that because I think that the washi strips are very cool. I like those a lot. And then it's a good way to take up a bulk of space, especially not like a huge bulk of space, honestly. Like thinking about it vertically, obviously wide, that's quite a bit of room right there. So you can see that's how I'm washing the stamps or cleaning off the stamps. And again, you could just stamp the excess ink onto a piece of scratch paper and then leave it. You could give it a little bath by a warm, a bowl of warm water or room temperature water with like 1 drop of dish soap. There's definitely different ways to clean your stamps, but this is the way that I prefer. So that is it for me this week. I am so happy to have planned this in my planner. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment box below, and I will do my very best to get back to you. Thank you so much, and make it a great day.